A little bit of background.
Look at that picture.
A little bit of background here. Muhammad Hijab.
Muhammad Hijab, you see? You're finished, boy.
You're finished already. Look at me. Look at me. You know you're done.
So Muhammad Hijab.
This man has real problems.
Muhammad Hijab.
How about you get us new niece?
Muhammad Hijab.
You're hiding, boy. You're hiding.
Muhammad Hijab.
Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
One of the highlights here is, and this is going to be a big surprise. It's going to be a big surprise to lots of people. But the judge and the court actually said that Muhammad Hijab lied on multiple occasions in court.
What? Hijab? Hijab lie? No, that dude would never think he could get away with lying.
That Muhammad Hijab, he a while ago sued Douglas Murray and The Spectator, which is the publication that Douglas Murray often writes for, because of an article where Douglas Murray and The Spectator wrote about Muhammad Hijab, where Muhammad Hijab was outside rallying and was going and supposedly hunting down Zionists and Hindus, and they wrote about how he was an extremist, or in fact, let's see, the article is linked right here. So he wrote about Muhammad Hijab, about how Muhammad Hijab was an agitator, a street agitator who riled people up against the Hindus and so on.
Like a perfect description.
Muhammad Hijab was like,
This is defamation. This is defamation. I'm going to sue Douglas Murray. It's defamation, in it.
the thing is, what people usually get wrong about defamation is that he probably thought, oh, I'm going to sue him for defamation because he said I'm a street agitator and I'm this and I'm that, and I'm going to contest this. I'm going to demand money because he said wrong things about me. That's not really what a defamation case is about. Defamation would be if what was written about you is defamation, and if it actually caused harm, such as financial harm or psychological harm or physical harm.
And I'm not sure about how things are in the UK, but it would also, you have to know, it would normally be, you have to know that what you're saying is false or something like that. Whereas it doesn't seem like if you say Muhammad's rallying against Hindus and he's like, no, I say Hindutva, then you're like, okay, does the person who's saying that know that they're saying something false or something like that about you? Yeah. And then if it's irrelevant, if it doesn't cost you a bunch of money or something like that, it's like, well, so what? People said something that's not true. People say things that aren't true about other people all the time. What are you doing in court?
You see, and so he did decide to sue Douglas Murray, and then apparently wanted to find an excuse over what to sue and what to tell the court. So he did apparently decide to then claim that this article, which was allegedly defamation, actually caused him harm. Then he has to prove what harm exactly it caused. And he went there and actually started making claims about how it was very harmful. I lost money and this and this and that.
Do you have any idea how many motor wives I couldn't pay for because of this?
One of the highlights here is, and this is going to be a big surprise. It's going to be a big surprise to lots of people. But the judge and the court actually said that Muhammad Hijab lied on multiple occasions in court.
What? Hijab? Hijab lie? No, that dude would never think he could get away with lying. Impossible. I've said this many times before, and we've talked about it before, but it's the same thing with Andrew Tate. Eventually when he has his day in court and so on, that dude has lied so much. But we said it's your followers are programming you to believe you can get away with these things. Why? Because you always get away with them. You can make up anything you want, and they just go, "Oh, this is so powerful," right? Hijab has the same thing. No matter what he says, he can make up anything, no matter how ridiculous. His followers will just mindlessly agree with him. Okay, so you understand your relationship between you and your followers like that, but you think, oh, I'm just really, really believable when I lie. And you don't realize if you're actually in a courtroom with lawyers and a judge who are extremely intelligent, they're not going to fall for your nonsense. They're just going to get exposed as an obvious liar, which sounds like exactly what happened here.
So the you can see it pointed out here. The Spectator and Douglas Murray of today won a defamation claim brought by Muhammad Hijab. Lots of people might not know, but this is actually how Muhammad Hijab's name is officially spelled. His name is Muhammad Nabil Hijab, or just Muhammad Hijab. It's because it is still hijab, but this is usually how Egyptians spell it, or it's a common thing of in Egyptian Arabic dialect to use the G instead. Muhammad Hijab. So Muhammad Hijab, who lied on significant issues in court and gave evidence that overall is worthless. I looked through the court documents. I looked through some of what is said here. Muhammad Hijab versus the Spectator, and Douglas Murray as the second defendant. The claimant is highly educated. But here, as a witness, he was combative and constantly argumentative. Keep in mind, this paragraph, this document is from the perspective of the judge and the court. I have to point out one thing, man. If you are going to court, don't you want to be on your best behavior? Because you can't bully
Seriously.
the judge. We know this is how Muhammad Hijab is, but you can't bully and command the judge. The judge is not going to give a toss about your tough guy attitude.
Yeah,
You want to be on
just
your
how
best
he's
behavior.
been trained to interact with people. He thinks that's always going to be successful.
He sought at every turn to debate with counsel, responding to questions with rhetorical questions of his own. That sounds exactly like him.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. That's not what this is for. But I guess he thinks,
Oh, this is a debate. I will humiliate you. I will humiliate the prosecution.
And he probably thought that.
Like, oh, I'm a champion. I'm the champ. I'm the champ. I will just humiliate these guys all on the
I
stand.
will humiliate these
Little
lawyers.
side note. Probably Jewish lawyers. I humiliate them.
Yeah, hijab. For future reference, when you're in court, because you apparently don't know this, you should have done the same thing you did with your mutter wife. When she was like, "Wait a minute, you seem kind of you seem kind of," he was like, no, that's just an act. That's just an act. I'm not really like that. That's just for show. And so that's what you should have been like. You should have gone into court and been a super humble, nice guy. And yeah, I kind of act like that for videos because that's just what impresses the idiots who follow me. But I'm not really like that. I'm a super nice, respectful man. And these guys are hurting me. That's what you should have done. Yeah, Hijab tried to use dawa tactics in court.
arguing his case rather than giving straightforward responses, and denigrating the character of the second defendant, which is Douglas Murray, to whom he bears palpable personal animosity. I didn't expect this. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised.
He's gay.
I know that Mohammad Hijab is a complete idiot and scumbag and all that, but he actually did this in court. In court, he actually spent time attacking Douglas Murray personally. Are you? How dumb can you be, man?
Really dumb, apparently.
I am satisfied that he lied. This is the court. This is the judge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the judge speaking here. I am satisfied that he lied on significant issues, with the consequence that his evidence overall is worthless.
Hold on. Could we apply the same thing to his entire Dawa career? Could we, after seeing everything Muhammad Hijab has claimed about Islam over the years, could we say, I am satisfied that he lied on significant issues, with the consequence that his evidence overall is worthless? Sounds exactly, if you ask me to summarize Muhammad Hijab's entire Dawa career, it would be that exactly. And it's what the judge said about him in court.
I'm going to say one thing here, which is This is basically like taking scientific research, but instead, or like academic research, but instead taking a court case, a court document, a judge overseeing a case, and officially in print, in his own words, ruling that Muhammad Hijab, the most popular Dawah guy out there, is a liar, that he twists things, that his evidence which he uses is entirely worthless. This is a judge ruling this. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching right now, everybody paying attention to this, this should be used for all those who like to use everything that you can gather from these online discussions and debates. This should be used. A judge in the UK, not even in a case that somebody opened against him, but rather in a case that he himself initiated because he sued The Spectator and Douglas Murray, the judge overseeing this case officially ruled that Muhammad Hijab is a liar. Specifically, I am satisfied that he lied in respect of the event at Golders Green, which is, I think, the anti-Hindu thing, the counter-protest at the Rally for Israel, the seminar on Hinduism at the Sapiens Institute, his repudiation of vigilantism, his evidence as to the involvement of the Hindutva, his evidence about his choice of language in his speech, and his evidence in support of his claim for financial losses. I address each in turn.
In other words, he's saying he lied about everything.
The judge is saying that he lied.
Not on one thing. Not on one thing.
Lied about event 1, about this event, about the third event, about 4, about 5, about 6, about 7. Muhammad Hijab lied about everything. That's what the judge.
Wait a minute. If the judge is saying, "Hey, everything this guy said in court is a lie," what should we think when he's arguing for Islam, guys? The judge just said everything this guy says is a lie.
The Rally for Israel, the claimant denied that he was aware of the throwing of eggs in bottles. That denial is not credible. It is plainly visible and audible on the video footage, and the claimant was in the immediate vicinity. In his witness statement, the claimant says a protester brought a dog close to him so that he felt threatened. That is not consistent with what he said to the police officer about dogs, plural. The claimant said in his oral evidence that the dog that is shown in the video was jumping on him and that it was going to bite him. That, again, is not credible, making every allowance for the fact that the video does not show everything. The dog in the video is held between the legs of a man who is standing still. The claimant's oral evidence on the point is inconsistent with both his witness statement and what he said to the police officer. The claimant had no basis for his inflammatory threats to kill dogs or to suggest that dogs had been brought to the event as a provocation by Zionists. So,
these are people walking down the street. Someone's walking their dog, stops to listen to this idiot, got the dog between his legs. They're bringing dogs to murder me. Idiot.
This sounds exactly like Muhammad Hijab.
Yep.
The only apparent purpose of the claimant doing so was to raise the temperature in what was a volatile confrontation where violence had already erupted. He then further raised the temperature by speaking about vengeance and life beginning at death.
Life beginning at death. Kind of. At first he just said life begins. So he's kind of right. Life begins.
He denies that he was encouraging violence and claims that the suggestion that he was doing so amounts to a failure to understand the English language.
He did his language thing. You don't know English? You don't know English? He always does that.
He actually accuses the court of not understanding English. Imagine being such... This is... it's very
You're going
clear
to accuse Douglas Murray?
It's very clear that this guy has
English speakers ever.
He very clearly has a narcissistic personality disorder.
Oh, obviously.
I don't see any other explanation for this. That this guy actually sits there, and he's not completely stupid. He's not a complete imbecile. He can think, he can reason. But this guy actually sits in court and actually accuses the court of not understanding English.